punk rockers Rise Against have returned for studio album number 10, Ricochet. Now, I've loved Rise Against for years. I've seen them in concert 4 times, and they are one of my favorite bands of all time. So, as a diehard fan, I gotta say, I was very worried going into this album, because the singles, at best, were not great. And it really was hard to get excited for the album based on that. But I wanted to give it a chance. I wanted to go into it with an open mind. And did this album impress me? The answer is yes and no. Now, overall, I think this is a fine album. I think it is pretty good. Is it their best? Not even mildly close. But it has its moments, I will say. The main criticism of this album, and this is something that whether people like or hate this album, or fall somewhere in between, is the vocal mixing. Nobody liked that on this album. Absolutely nobody. Like songs like Nod and State of Emergency, songs that could have been something if it weren't for the awful vocal mixing that made them almost unlistenable at times. But then there's other moments on this album where the band kind of takes a step away from the punk sound that they'd come to be known for, like Gold Long Gone was one of them. And I gotta say, that is one of my favorite songs on this album. It's more stripped back, more acoustic, which Rise Against have done that kind of stuff in the past. And when they do, they usually absolutely nail it. And this was one of them too. I really did like that song. And even songs where they play to their punk strengths, 40 Days, for instance, I love that song. That was a really good one. But on other albums, or songs rather, where they, again, play to their punk roots, it almost feels like Tim McElrath is kind of uninterested, and he's kind of checked out vocally. Could be the horrible, yeah, obviously the horrible mixing does play a role in it, but even if it were mixed well, I still think it would be a problem, because, I don't know, sometimes he sounds uninterested. So overall, I think this album is, again, pretty decent. It's not even close to my album of the year. It is not even close to Rise Against's best album. And if you are trying to get into Rise Against, you absolutely should not start here. Under no circumstances should you. But occasionally, it will put out a good tune that deviates a little bit from what they become known for. And so overall, I will say this album pleasantly surprised me. It's not their best, but it's fine.